What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys with a nice look at what is to come of Zoe Hybrid. So we have some more cards that are coming to us from BT18, the Element Successor. And basically, it's changing up what Zoe was originally when she was under the color yellow. And now, instead of it being a yellow hybrid, it's now going into a red or green hybrid. I want to wait till after I go over the cards to talk about my full thoughts and process of what of the changes and everything. But from what I'm seeing so far, Sylphimon is going to be really, really good. Even to the point where even Ancient Kazemon, who is making her appearance, and Tinkermon, who all got their rebranding, are going to be some really good advances to what is now the Zoe hybrid, where we're not going to call it. I mean, you can still call that version yellow hybrid. You can call this green or red, but technically, it's Zoe's hybrid, and it's Zoe's evolution line for the Spirit of Wind. So we have the artworks here for both Jet Sylphimon and Ancient Kazemon. I also do have to scroll over the artwork for Tinkermon. So let's start off with both Jet Sylphimon and Ancient Kazemon. Jet Sylphimon, hybrid, viable, cyborg. On evolution, 3 costs from any level 4 hybrid, that's green or red. From the hand and on main, you may place 1 Kazemon and Zephyrmon from your trash at the bottom of one of your green or red tamers, and evolve that tamer into this card at a cost of 3, ignoring its evolution requirements. It has Raid. I don't know what Raid does, but it has Raid. Then, on evolution, suspend one of your opponent's tamer or Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. Then, that tamer or Digimon cannot unsuspend. Inheritable. All turns, this Digimon gains 2000 DP. Kazemon. Ancient Kazemon. Mega. Vaccine. Ancient Birdkin. 10 Warriors. On player when Digivolving. Suspend all of your opposing Digimon with an equal or less than DP than this Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. All opposing Digimon cannot unsuspend. All turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, you may play 1 level 4 or lower card with Bird, Avian, or Fairy in one of its traits, or a hybrid in its traits, from this card's Digivolution source without paying the memory cost. Digicross 2, Kazemon and Zephyrmon. So, yeah, this is basically the gist of everything for Jet Sylphimon and Ancient Kazemon. And then for Tinkermon, which I have to screenshot this because Raw Marrow didn't put it all into like his normal text boxes. Tinkermon, Rookie, Virus, Fairy. During your turn, once a turn, when this Digimon or a Tamer would evolve into a multicolored Digimon, including a red or green, reduce the evolution cost by 1. A heritable, piercing. So it's not too bad for Tinkermon. This is a lot better upgrade than what we originally had with Tinkermon before, because that Tinkermon had nothing she wanted to do with Yellow Hybrid, although she was a yellow card. For the most part with Yellow, she really didn't do much. Like, even here, she's only evolving off of a Digitama for a cost of 1, but she has more viability to the setup as she focuses on the red and green tamer set combo in order for the cost to be reduced to becoming a red or green hybrid. Well, which is awesome and great in turn. We got to talk about the big girls, both Ancient Kazemon and Jet Sylphimon. So starting off with Jet Sylphimon now, the ability to digivolve off of your level 4 hybrid that's red or green, great. That means you can just jump into Jet Sylphimon from even Beetlemon or what is it? Is it Metal Kabuterimon? Metal Kabuterimon. With ease. I do like the fact that she is still including her original basis for the Spirits of Wind, which is simply doing what the Biomerge cards were doing back in with, was it Takuya and Henry. So you can easily just place those under that red or green hybrid tamer. And I do want some clarification about this, because she says red / green tamer. Does it mean the option of a green or a red tamer, or does it have to actually be both colors? If it's both colors, then this is strictly just straight for Zoe. But if it can be for red or green, you can easily try to fit in stuff like Takuya, or even Takuya or JP, who were originally red and green. But you can also fit in stuff like Mimi, and where Mimi definitely helps out with the very vegetation and plant stuff. You can easily get this set up and support for Mimi from, what was it, BT14, BT15, that Mimi? I think it's BT15's Mimi. And no, it's BT14's Mimi. I'm sorry, I get my numbers incorrect. But yeah, Mimi would definitely be a great start to this show, because as we already seen, there are a lot of green decks that definitely use Mimi for their advancements. So seeing her with the Spirits of Wind in conjunction to Zoe being added to it, yeah, you're going to see a lot of that. You're already going to get a beneficial memory starter off of Mimi as it is, and then you're going to start playing up with all these suspending cards, and cards can't unsuspend. It's definitely the green metagame in a nutshell. Now, moving into it from there, we got to talk about just the overall lineup of the things that she can do, because now she can suspend tamers until the end of your opponent's turn. Green has always been known for doing a lot of suspending and making sure that cards don't unsuspend, so this is actually a good combination with someone like Quartzmon, because even if you can't get into Ancient Kazemon, you can drop the Quartzmon on top. Actually, you can drop the Quartzmon on top of the Ancient Kazemon and then make sure that your opponent really can't unsuspend. It's crazy now, because now I have to go look for Quartzmon to even keep this up, and I'm sure Quartzmons are going up even more now, because you can even play around with Ancient Kazemon and the whole Spirit of Wind line. Which, speaking of, Ancient Kazemon is basically just doing what Quartzmon does at a cheaper cost, and at a more of a reduction situation, because she has to focus on being evolved from particular cards in order to do it. But her on play and when digivolving is definitely going to benefit green focused decks, or red and green focused decks, or just red and green overall, just to spin things for the DP that's less equal to or less than her own. So since she's already starting at, what was it, 1100 DP, she's basically suspending most things. But if you do have Jet Sophimon under Ancient Kazemon, then that's 13 DP instead. And I do believe there are some additional bonuses from Zephyrmon and Kazemon. So yeah, you're definitely going to be benefiting for at least, maybe, hopefully, 13 to 14, well, 13 to 15k. It also depends on if you're going to run some other cards in conjunction to it to boost up your suspended DP, which can potentially happen, because why? There are a lot of cards in the game, especially in green, that cause effects to happen when you're unsuspended. You can even put in some of those little, some of the Digitama that works well, like Gummymon. Gummymon has the inheritable where during all turns, while it's suspended, you gain 1k DP. So if you drop an Ancient Kazemon on top of that, that's already like 2k from the Jet Sophimon, so that's 1100. Plus then the 1000 from the Gummymon, that's 14k right there. So you're doing a lot of stunning. A lot of cards will be able to be vulnerable to your stun, while also being able to hit a lot of those cards. And I love the fact that on her leave from the battle area, she can play one of your hybrids, bird, avian, or fairy cards, which, to be fair, all of them have that, including, all of them have that, except for the fact that you only get someone that's 4 or lower. But because most of them do have hybrid, you can easily pick those up. You can pick Fairymon up because she is fairy. I do believe that Zephyrmon is bird or birdkin in hybrid, so you can easily pick her up, if not just because she has hybrid. So yeah, and then you get the Digicross between the Zephyrmon and Kazemon, so you're just warp digivolving that point into Ancient Kazemon for free. And taking care of business, so I really do like these advancements up for both Jet Sophimon and Ancient Kazemon. Moving on to Tinkermon, it's pretty much just bare bone. She's only really giving you piercing, which it can work in some cases. And then just being able to do a reduction cost for one is not too bad. I mean, if you get the agility trainings going, or the I forget what the red cards training is, but yeah, if you do a lot of that, get some memory boost going on, yeah, that'd be pretty fine. But now, what are my advances in terms of this? And it's not being yellow anymore. Meaning that they're focusing on the game's evolution in terms of its play, meaning that they're trying to give more colors, more stability, while also still paying homage to things that should be. Because technically, when you hear wind, you don't think yellow. Most people would think green as the symbolic color for the attribute of wind. Funny enough, though, Zoe was the only girl, and her color at that point was pink, and not red or green. But who's to argue about that? I think honestly, going from security control aspects of the yellow hybrid into this green and red tag team hybrid, focusing on suspending and then removing cards because of them being suspended. Definitely a big change up. Do I like the change up? Well, the more the cards come out, the easier I can understand the change and being like, okay, so because yellow is already doing what it does, let's try some other color combinations. And since there was that time where red and green were actually a deck, let's give them cards to focus on it being a deck. And not to mention, this will be the first time in a while where people are actually going to be able to play Jet Silphymon in a set of 4. Because the only way Jet Silphymon will ever come back to 4 in yellow hybrid is if yellow hybrid hits a lot of things that security control definitely can benefit from. But that's a little bit of asking for too much. Which, little hopes and prayers. But like I said, I think this is a great advancement. There are a lot of things you can easily play. There are a lot of tamers you can take advantage of. I've even heard some players are even considering running Machine Dramon builds with the new yellow and green, the new green and red support. Because it at least focuses on the green. Now, I don't know how much of Digivolution requirements are going to be needed for Mugen Dramon to be the shining star in a variation of red and green hybrid, but hey, if you want to take the shot at it, go right ahead. Just know that it's most likely Mugen Dramon needs to stay in Mugen Dramon's lane and just focus on using abilities that focus on rebooting and being a blocker and stuff like that. Where the unsuspending sounds more like it's a Quartz Mom thing. So yeah, that's pretty much just my advancement of it. And like I said, I do enjoy the fact that they're giving us the Jet Silphymon. They're giving us the Spirit of Wind line from start to finish. And with all the advancements in it, yeah, this is definitely something I will be searching for when BT 18 comes out. Because so far between these are all uncommons, and that's a common. So and if I'm not mistaken, not Jet Silphymon, but Kazemon and excuse me, Zephyrmon are both uncommon as well. So yeah, this is a lot to take in, but I am feeling the change and I'm enjoying that change. And I'll sooner or later get on to preparing for it, because now I just need to go get Quartzmon. And then once the official set for BT18 comes out, I will be obtaining both Kazemon. We'll be obtaining the cards of Zoe, Tinkermon, Kazemon, Zephyrmon, Jet Silphymon, Ancient Kazemon, also fit into this. Don't know too much about Susanomon, although I really don't think it's much of a need, but if he wants to be included, he is more than welcome to be included. And I actually would like to take a look at Susanomon Ace, just because we know we're getting an Ace card for Susanomon. But let me know what you all think about these changes. For Zoe, hybrid. Are you excited for her change from yellow into green and red? Are there things that you'll be picking up? What things are you going to be picking up? And are you excited just as much as I am for the revival of So we hybrid. Let me know all of that in the comment section below. And with that said and done, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell to be informed when I upload more of my content to the channel. My social media links are in the description box below. And with that said and done, HPJ signing out. Take care.